When my customers get a saddle from me, what I have them use, which kind of scares them sometimes, but I've been using Dawn dishwashing liquid for 26, 27 years or longer. It was shown to me. What you have to be careful of is glycerin saddle soap was back when leather was left natural, and everything's dyed now. Everything, even when it's brown, it's dyed that way. So the problem with glycerin is a couple of things that are wrong with glycerin. It pulls the dye out of the leather, number one. It seals the leather. So I used to always tell people it's kind of like waxing the floor. You know, you wax your floor but you don't strip it, you know, the wax off, and so it just builds up and builds up. And so that's what happens a lot with glycerin. It seals, it won't let oil in, so things get greasy on top. The other is if you're in a really dusty environment, then you'll see how dirt clumps up under your stirrup leathers. You know, you'll see that bunch of dirt in there, dust coming in there and sticking to that glycerin. So that's what happens. So basically, to get rid of that and stuff, the product I use and what I was taught to use was the Dawn dishwashing liquid. I've always stuck with Dawn because I liked it. A couple of things is that when I'm using dishwashing liquid, I'll just take a wash rag and I'll wring it out and I'll just squirt a little bit on the wash rag. So the idea for me is to get people to actually take care of their tack. And what I found was that if it was a long drawn out process, people were only going to do it when the weather was bad and they couldn't ride. So this way it's quick and it's easy, less water, less soap, cleaner tack. So less work. And it's what I use, it's what I still use. I don't do anything different. And so I'll go through here and I'll clean it, you know, and wash it down, and then another wash rag that, you know, that doesn't have any soap in it, and wipe it down. So most of all your dishwashing liquids have a softener in them because of your hands anyway. So, you know, even though they use this on the ducks and stuff when they get in the oil slicks, the thing about it is it doesn't pull the oil out of your leather. All right. So, and you're still reconditioning. So it's not like you're just using Dawn and not conditioning the saddle at all. So I let everything air dry, and then for me, I know there's a ton of products out there. So main thing is that you use something. But for me, I was sold on Hydrophane about the same time I was sold on Dawn, and so I like it. And for me, as a tack repair guy and as a saddle guy, like when your seats go out, when I'd put new seats in a saddle, I'd put 3 or 4 coats of Hydrophane on them before they got, you know, before I give it back to the owner. It's I call it my DMSO of leather dressing. It's thin because English leather is a tighter grain. It's a harder leather, you know, and so thick oils sit on top. They don't soak in, and what you want is you want the oil going in, and that way that keeps it off your clothes. The other is it keeps the elasticity of the leather. It keeps it supple. You have to get a feel for their leather and what you're doing, and you don't want to over oil it, because usually too much oil would feel kind of like soggy cardboard. You know, it's just too much. Not enough oil, you'll see friction marks from your stirrup leathers, you know, and you'll see stuff like that. So you want to soften that up. Plus, the saddle you don't oil is harder and slicker to ride in. I also oil my seats and my knee pads. All right, so basically what I do with the Hydrophane is I pour it in a dish, and I use a 1-inch paintbrush, wide paintbrush, and I paint it on, you know. Is what I do. When I get to my seat and my pads, like I have buffalo suede on these, which smooths out, I'll do this lighter. This will be a lighter coating of oil here than I would on my skirts and on my flaps. And the nice thing about the paintbrush is I can get up underneath here. You know, I can get up both sides here. I can get up underneath here with the paintbrush and get all this type side here. One thing you don't over oil is you don't over oil billets. You have some on a rag and just that's it. If you over oil these, they get too soggy, they stretch like a rubber band. You could do a light oiling on it once a month, like say here in Colorado where there's no humidity, you know, it's real dry here. This weather is going to suck the moisture out of saddles really quick. All right, where like Houston and Louisiana, it's damper. I don't have them oiled near as much, but then I also am careful with them about mold and stuff like that, which I have a whole nother setup to do that, take care of that. But when somebody first gets a saddle from me, I'll usually tell them, you know, a couple of good coats, and then, you know, wait a month or so, month and a half. Cool thing about this hydrophane leather, the other reason I like this stuff is that it doesn't pull dirt into the leather. I mean, that's just really awesome because you're not pulling all that stuff in. It actually just breaks it up. You know, it's not designed to do that, but it does it because I've seen it. Where heavy, thick oils, they just take everything with them. Or you end up having to wipe the saddle off because it didn't soak in. Some leather has more of a painted on finish to it and doesn't take oil as well as some other leather, you know, so you have to just look and see, you know, kind of what goes on there. If it doesn't take it as well, I'd oil it and then take a rag and wipe it down. And that's all you need to do. Just keep it simple. It works good on your boots, this stuff does. It works good on your bridles. I've got people that have been in saddles probably, you know, well over 20 years, and they're still in the same saddle I sold them. They're using the hydrophane. They still got the same seat. I mean, everything looks good. And where I learned a lot of this too, which I need to mention, is like when bridles would break, I'd have people bring me bridles to fix, and the cheek pieces would break. And what was interesting is you could tell they were oiling and using stuff on it, but the leather inside the break was dry. It was powder dry. So the outside was moist, but it wasn't going all the way through. And so that's where a lighter oil, that's a thinner oil, gets in better, and then you get a better suppleness instead of just getting a flesh look.